All right, let's talk about something that could completely flip how AI sees our world. I mean, what if an AI could read everything on a page? Not just the words, but the charts, the tables, the images, the whole picture.
Now, to really get why this is such a game changer, we have to start with a huge, and I mean huge, blind spot that a lot of today's AIs have. It's something most of us don't even think about.
Okay, so take a look at something like this financial report. What's the first thing you do? Your eyes probably dart right to the chart, right? To see the trend. Or maybe you scan the table for a specific number. Now imagine an AI trying to help you, but it can only read the paragraphs. It's completely blind to everything else. What is it missing? Pretty much the most important stuff.
And that's the heart of the problem, isn't it? We've poured all this effort into making AIs that are wizards with words. But the world's knowledge isn't just text. All the juicy stuff, the critical data, the real trends, the aha moments, so much of it is locked away in those visuals.
And look, this isn't just some small annoyance. This has serious, real-world consequences. We're talking about major gaps in understanding in fields where it absolutely matters most.
I mean, think about it. In a scientific paper, the big breakthrough is probably in a graph, not the introduction. In finance, a chart can scream market crash way louder than any paragraph. And in medicine, well, a diagnosis could literally hang on reading an image or a table correctly. An AI that only reads text is, frankly, flying blind in these areas.
So, there's this technology called RAG. That's Retrieval-Augmented Generation, and it was designed to fix part of this. The whole idea is to make AI smarter by letting it look things up, pull in fresh info from outside documents. It's kind of like giving the AI a library card.
But, and this is a big but, here's the catch. That library card, it only gets the AI into the text-only section of the library. It can't check out the books with pictures, the charts, the diagrams. So that huge critical gap in understanding, it's still there.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. To solve this exact problem, a team of researchers built something new. It's a framework they call RAG Anything. And as you can probably guess from the name, it's designed to give AI the whole picture. And believe me, the difference here is like night and day. A traditional RAG system looks at a document and just sees a flat wall of text. But RAG Anything? It sees the document for what it really is, this rich, interconnected web where the words, the images, and the tables are all talking to each other, all building meaning together.
The researchers themselves put it perfectly. They said their approach sees all this stuff as interconnected knowledge entities, not just isolated data. And that's a huge shift in thinking, right? It's not just about being able to process a JPEG in a PDF. It's about understanding that a chart and the paragraph explaining that chart, they're part of the same thought.
So the big question is, how does it actually do this? Well, the secret is in this really clever method they developed for creating a complete, unified map of everything inside a document. It's called the dual graph method. Here's how it works. First, it just breaks the document down into all its little atomic parts, text chunks, images, tables. Then it builds two separate maps, or graphs. One graph connects all the visuals, the images, the tables, the figures. The other graph maps out all the meaning and connections just within the text. And then, and this is the magic trick, it fuses those two maps together into one single unified brain for the entire document.
What this creates is basically a new superpower for the AI called hybrid retrieval. It means the AI can finally navigate a document the way a person does. It can read a sentence, see that it refers to Table 3, and instantly jump to that table to find the right data. It's navigating the structure and understanding the meaning, both at the same time.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, but the real question is, does it actually work better in practice? Well, to find out, the researchers put it through the ringer.
They didn't mess around. They used some really tough benchmarks. Things like DocBench, which is full of these dense, 60-plus page documents from finance and law. And another one called MML LongBench, which is designed specifically to push an AI to its limits on really long, complicated documents with all sorts of media.
And the results? They were pretty stunning. When they tested it on answering complex questions about these documents, RAG Anything didn't just win. It significantly outperformed some really powerful models you've definitely heard of, like GPT-4 Omni. It just showed a much, much deeper level of understanding.
But this might be the most important part. You see, most other methods start to fall apart as documents get longer and more complicated. They just get lost. RAG Anything? Its performance actually gets stronger. It thrives in the exact kind of complexity that makes other systems fail.
Let me put a number on that for you. For documents over 100 pages long, RAG anything was outperforming the competition by more than 13 percentage points. In the world of AI benchmarks, that's not just a small win. That is a massive, massive leap.
So let's zoom out. What does all this mean for the future? Well, this isn't just another small step forward. It really feels like we're looking at a whole new way for AI to understand and interact with human knowledge. Honestly, this could change everything. It means we could unlock new AI-assisted discoveries in science because the AI can finally see the data the same way a researcher does. It completely demolishes the wall between words and pictures, uniting knowledge. And maybe most importantly, it lets an AI reason with the full context, just like a human expert does.
The paper's authors really hit the nail on the head. They said this isn't just a new tool, it's a new paradigm, a completely new way of thinking about how AI should access knowledge in a world that is, let's face it, filled with more than just text.
And that leaves us with one last really exciting question to think about. For what feels like the first time, we're seeing an AI that's on the verge of reading and understanding information holistically, the same way we do. So if AI can finally truly see the whole picture, what incredibly complex problems are we going to solve next?